Guruve Gauri Chanjaya Radhikaya Tadari Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Adhanavat Pranam devotees and Happy New Year for everyone. I want to take a brief few minutes here to answer a question that a devotee had written in, and also it was a little bit of an expression of a message I received from one disciple in Ohio this morning as well, which expressed a great deal of appreciation regarding personal relationship with Sri Guru. Dandavad Sadan Siddha Prabhuji, Happy New Year, blessed Hare Krishna New Year. So the question that had come in, which came in I think about maybe almost 4 or 5 days ago actually, but just the two things together made me decide to try to do a short presentation on the importance of personal relationship with Sri Guru. In our ISKCON society, at the time of our Srila Prabhupada, I was fortunate to have the darshan of Srila Prabhupada both in 1972 and again in 1976. And in both cases, there was a pretty amazing experience that I had in terms of realizing that though Srila Prabhupada had many thousands of disciples, he had the ability to give a sense of personal connection even to those aspiring in bhakti, what to speak of those who had come under his shelter by Harinam and Diksha, etc. So also in the case of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, a similar phenomenon was experienced. If you hear the testimony of many of the stalwart disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they attest to the same thing, that though Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had so many disciples, still everyone had a sense of personal relationship. And even if you take that back as far as Srimad Bhagavatam and Shukdev Goswami. Now Shukdev Goswami was not the Diksha Guru of Sutta Goswami, but he is accepted by Sutta Goswami as Siksha Guru. And Sutta Goswami recited before speaking to the sages at Namasaranya pranam mantras to Shukdev Goswami. Yam pravajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvaipayana vihara akataha ajuhava putreti tam mayatayo tarabobine dus tam savabhuta riddayam muninam natosmi. So this last line especially is very important because he's saying here that my Guru, he is so powerful, he has the ability to enter into the hearts of thousands of rishis who had gathered there on the bank of the Ganga in order to witness the Harikatha during the last days of Maharaj Parikshit. So this power is very special and is not ordinary. In the normal course of Guru and disciple relationships, then our Goswami Varg has advised that one not take too many disciples. So sometimes it's thought that the reason one should not take too many disciples is because then the Guru may become weakened by having so many disciples, etc., etc. But actually Guru is an agency of Bhagavan, Sakshat Haritva. Just like in our Guru Astakam, Sakshat Haritva Shamashta Shastri. All Shastras saying Gurudev is the agency of Bhagavan. So he's Sakshat Haritva because he's the manifest representative agency of Bhagavan. So that agency cannot be diminished by any factor because Bhagavan is Bhagavan. So you cannot say that Bhagavan's agency will become diminished by exerting a particular degree of power in any particular way. So the real reason is not so much the compromise to Sri Guru, although if the Guru is still in the unfolding process, there may be Sastra Yukti Suni Punya Drirasharayandra, Uttam Adhikar se tare sangsar. Rupa Goswami Pad has mentioned those who have Uttam Adhikar in the eligibility of Southern Bhakti, they are Sastra Yukti, Suni Punya. They are accomplished in understanding and realizing something in Sastra and the deep imports of Sastra as well as the application of Sastra. So those persons, right, if they will try to accumulate too many disciples, having not maybe obtained their Bhav Siddhi, but being in progress towards that, it may be hampered by the subtle influence of Labdha Puja and Pratishta, desire for name, fame, adoration, etc., or Guru Abhiman. Right? Bhaktivinoda Thakur has made a very beautiful and important bhajan, and he's saying, Thaisa Shavtava Takya Sarvara Guru Abhimana Tyaji. So Guru Abhiman means the self-conception of I am a guru and I have disciples. Actually, I've explained many times that guru is a function. Guru Shabdat Andakarasha, Ru Shabdat Andakarasha Nirodita. The agency of Bhagavan that appears in a sadhu to help remove material ignorance and establish the illumination of spiritual reality, that function is called guru, and a sadhu is the person who performs that function. Again, Jiva Goswami Pad has given a definition of sadhu. Sadnoti Sadayati Cha Krishna Premitti Sadhu Dandavats Nimai Chaitanya Prabhu Chutanand Prabhu. So, Jiva Goswami described who is a sadhu, and the sadhu is doing the function called guru. So, Guru Abhiman means to think, I have disciples. You understand? So, the nature of even the common parlance of saying I have disciple, and the sishya or disciple saying I have guru, is the mamata that comes from the fourth element of the relationship with guru, which is described by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, enumerating the 64 angas of bhakti, he mentions the first four as being Guru Pad Asraya, Tata Diksha, Shikshadi, and Vishrambena Guru Seva. So especially this Vishrambena Guru Seva, by its very definition, means personal relationship with Sri Guru. Now again, in our ISKCON society, because of the expanse of the preaching and the intensity of the mood of preaching, especially during the time of our Srila Prabhupada, then many devotees could not have the association of the Vapu of our Srila Prabhupada, means his physical association. But they derived association through his Harikatha, lectures, tapes, books, so many different things, and more senior devotees, etc. We should not think that this is the standard operating procedure of guru and disciple. Srila Prabhupada was especially commissioned, and we recognize Srila Prabhupada also to be Shaktyavesh in regards to fulfilling the prophecy of Mahaprabhu. Right? This mentioned, one pranam mantra is written about Srila Prabhupada, Guru Agya Sirasi Dharani Shaktyavesh Sharupine. That Srila Prabhupada accepted the avesh of Sri Shamashti Guru Tattva Nityananda Prabhu in order to be able to manifest the prophecy of Mahaprabhu, Prithviyache Yata Nagararigram Savacha Pracha Hoebe Morinam. This is mentioned by Mahaprabhu in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, and so that prophecy emanating from the mouth of Mahaprabhu came into manifestation in the persona of our Srila Prabhupada. Understand? So that was a special empowerment. So this is not the standard operating procedure of guru and disciple relationship. And so what has happened over the course of time is that the special element within guru and sishya relationship, which is the creation of the mamata, the actual mamata between guru and disciple, is based in Vishrambena Guru Seva. So Vishrambena Guru Seva, it was a very wonderful explanation which was given by my Guru Pada Padma, actually near the last darshan that I had with Srila Gurudev. And he mentioned that as long as Gurudev is in his manifest lila, then the devotees lean into the definition of Vishrambena Guru Seva as who's having intimate Vapu Seva, who is cleaning, who is cooking, who is massaging. These all things they're considering more definitively to be Vishrambena Guru Seva. But Gurudev was saying this is not really the meaning of Vishrambena Guru Seva. He was saying the real meaning is the heart-to-heart connection of the disciple with the Guru, and the word Vishramba means pranay. In Ujjalanimani, it's mentioned there, pranaya shasya visrambena katito buri. Those who learn it say the word visramba means, or the word pranaya, means visramba. So visramba means an element of love. Secondly, it means when there are no obfuscations of considerations that I'm independent. So I have a guru. One should think not that I have a guru, but they should think Bhaktatyesham Gurudeva Tatma. So Gurudev used to quote this verse a lot, starts by Dviti Abhinivesata. This verse, the last line, Bhaktatyesham Gurudeva Tatma. That my Gurudev is my own Atma. You understand? There's no difference. My Gurudev is my own Atma. I don't have any existence without my Gurudev. There's no meaning to my existence. There's no practical experience in my life that's not based in the connection heart to heart of my Gurudev. So this is the meaning of Vishrambhenu Guru Seva. So Srila Gurudev at that time says, when Gurudev enters Samadhi Leela, then the ability of the separation mood that comes in the sincere disciple allows them to increase the nature of the pranay towards Guru, the love towards Guru, which then develops a deeper sense of Vishrambhena Guru Seva being off the platform of bodily service or even proximity service, who is close to Gurudev in any particular, I'm book translating, so I have many darshans with Gurudev. It says it takes it off of that platform and puts it on the platform, the intensity of the separation mood that's experienced in Bhajan Sadhan. So while you're doing Bhajan Sadhan, while you're reciting Guru Ashtakam, and your heart will melt, this is the symptom of Vishrambhena Guru Seva. And this becomes important because understanding what is really separation is important. Because sometimes we say that one should have a deep separation mood, especially from Sri Guru, because in our unfolding process, we've not yet had darshan or realization of Mahaprabhu Radha Krishna. So separation mood cannot come if you've not had the experience of Mahaprabhu, Sri Radha Krishna. You haven't had that direct realization or epiphany, that experience, then you cannot truly have separation mood. You can have aspirational mood for separation, right? But you can, because Sri Gurudev has come into your purview by mercy. Brahmanda Brahmati Kon Bhagwan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Poi Bhakti Lata Bij. So you've had association with Gurudev. So you can have association from Sri Guru. You can have separation mood from Sri Guru. So now understanding what this separation mood is. The meaning of the word separation sometimes in Sanskrit is called virohe. Virohe means visesh milan. Visesh rahasya milan. Yes, visesh rahasya milan. So it means in separation, meeting, milan, with the object of your separation. Visesh rahasya milan. Being able to meet in absence your object of love and affection, this is called virohe. In Ujjalini Muni, the height of this separation mood is manifest in Srimati Radhika as Mohan Bhav. So I'm not going through every single thing, but Prem has different expressions in a crumb. So Bhav turns to Prem, Prem turns to Sneha, to Man, to Pranay, to Rag, to Anurag. Anurag then takes its own nature, and Anurag becomes Mahabhav. Mahabhav comes in two divisions, Rud and Adirud. Adirud again takes two divisions, Mohan and Modan, and then there's the exclusivity of Radhika's Mohan Bhav becoming Madan. You understand? So in this Mohan Bhav, it's described in Ujjalini Muni, Rudabhava Apyoyam Sambhoga Vipralambika Nirbarananda Puranam Paramavari Hishyate Dvi Gune Viharatati Spurane Anuragaje Padu Bhavati Sava Abhista Shuka Utsavaha. So in this slok, it's mentioning that the nature of the deepest mood of separation, Rudabhavakyo Yam Sambhog Vipralambika. I've explained this before in some other classes. But Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad, in his tika on that shlok, he mentions that the suffix to the word vipralambika, this word ka means produces. So he said that the height of separation produces sambhog or meeting. You understand? The height of separation produces sambhog or meeting. How? Because it says, in the depth of the deepest mood of separation, then Nirbarananda Purana, complete unfettered association with the object of one's love becomes available. Because even in this case, referencing to Radha and Krishna Yugal, when they are meeting under ordinary circumstances, like in Braj, then there's always the pending mood of separation, and the intense fear of the time of that separation is always present. You understand? But when Krishna leaves to go to Mathura and to Dwarka, then the intensity of the mood of separation, it is called Bhutmilan. Bhutmilan means the resignation. My beloved has gone to a distant place for a long period of time. They're under the control of others, and therefore the possibility of us meeting, the time and place of that meeting is undetermined. It creates a depth of entering into the love itself. So this goes back, and this is a very deep thing, because this goes back to the very definition of anurag. Anurag means anurag swasamvedya dasya kapya prakashita yavat asrayavitishched. So here the word swasamvedya dasya is very interesting, because it's saying anurag, which is the base sthai bhav of the gopis' love for Krishna. It's called anurag. What is anurag? Swasamvedya dasya. What is swasamvedya dasya? Normally, love is experienced in a particular dynamic. For instance, the devotee loves Krishna. Their love acts like an instrument towards the object of their love. In Sanskrit, it's called Vishai, who is Sri Krishna. So there are three things which are present: the subject of the love, the object of the love, and the instrument, which is the love itself. But in the stage of anurag, what happens is that the devotee becomes so absorbed in the love that the love produces the experience of Krishna's reciprocation with their love. Therefore, the object manifests directly as the love, the subject is manifesting by absorption in the love, and love already is the instrument. So then love becomes its own autonomous experience. You understand? Let me repeat it. There's always a subject of love. It is called Ashraya Jati, a Vishai of love, right? The object of love. And the prem or love is the instrument. But the love itself becomes swasamvedya dasya, aware of itself in such a degree that the subject and the object of the love become immersed in that experience of the prem itself. So now prem is subject, object, and instrument. This is called swasamvedya dasya. You understand? That very love, which has that quality, enters into the deepest state of the mood of separation in Mohan Bhav of Radhika. And therefore Radhika's Madan Bhav, her love is described in Ujjwala Mani. Yog Esha Bhavedesha. Yog Esha means always meeting. The depth of the separation itself causes their meeting. You understand? How does this happen? Oh, an unlimited prakos. Yogesha Bhavedesha Vachiti Kopi Madanaha. Vachitri means like an amazing, charming feature of this Modan Bhav. Madan Bhav means Radhika's praying. Right? Such a charming feature of it. Vrajavilasa Virajante. It only takes place in Braj. This is why the statement is there that Krishna never takes one step out of Braj. Because Krishna is under the control of this praying. Therefore, Vrajavilasa Virajante Nitya Lila Sahasrita. In thousands of prakos, means different chambers of experience, then Radhika and Krishna are meeting and separating as a dynamic expression of the intensification of love. Because Navina Vikralamena Sambho Pushniyashtute. That Sambhog or meeting is nourished by separation. So a continuum of different experiences of meeting and separation are taking place just within the heart and within the mood of Radhika's praying. You understand? So it means Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that Vipralambika, separation causes sambhog. But don't think that this experience is the same as like a spurti that takes place. Because in Anurag, and even in stages prior, one may have a spurti of the Lord. Right? So he's saying, it's not like that. It is Nirbharananda Purana. It's a complete experience of the direct association of the Lord. And therefore, Purna Avadi, Ishyate, it is the most desirable absorption. So one shouldn't shun away from it. This is the statement that's being made by Rupa Goswami Pad there, because he says, Dvi Gune Viharatati Spurite Anuragaje. Even in Anurag and below, you can have a spurti, but it's not like that. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is describing, it's not like that. Pradur Bhavati, right? It is a complete manifestation of actual association. You understand? Therefore, Sava Abhistat is the most desirable thing. Shukha Utsavaha, it is the greatest festival of happiness. So in the same way, we don't have experience of this kind of separation from Mahaprabhu or Radhakrishna Yugal. But we can have this kind of separation, not Madan Bhav, but the intensity of this mood towards Srila Gurudev. How? Because one will realize that Bhatyakye Sham Gurudeva Tatma, my Gurudev is my own Atma. And therefore, I am never truly separated from Sri Gurudev. Okay, well, how will you prove that? How is it possible for you to do bhajan sadhan if Srila Gurudev is not present? If you go Uttishta Sri Guru Tajadijam Kripamaya, when you wake your Gurudev in the morning for doing archan, if Gurudev is not present, who you're waking up? If Atashi Krishna Namari Nabhavat Grayam Indriya, my Grayam Indriya, material senses, they cannot chant Nam, they cannot do Thakurji Seva. So how is the Seva and Nam bhajan going on? It is the subsidy of Sri Gurudev's presence directly. Gurudeva Tatma, Gurudev is directly present there. You will realize this in the depth of separation as a sincere Sishya. You understand? And you'll see that my Gurudev is always manifest by the depth of the separation. So the mood of separation from Guru was never meant to be Gurudev is absent. It was meant to be the inspiration that proved Gurudev's continual presence in the life of the Sishya. The deep mood becomes what is called Vishrambena Guru Seva, which is why Srila Gurudev said, in the Samadhi Leela of Guru, the disciple can generate this kind of understanding of what is Vishrambena Guru Seva. You understand? So it doesn't mean, I'm being facetious here, but we should not wish that Gurudev will pass away so we can have deep separation mood. We should believe that Gurudev in his Vapu or in his Samadhi Bhasha means when he's repeating all the things I've heard from Gurudev, but Gurudev is speaking, having entered Samadhi, that's also called Samadhi Bhasha. Samadhi Bhasha is when Gurudev is present and absorbed and giving Harikatha, etc. is also one kind of Samadhi Bhasha. But also when Gurudev enters Nitya Leela, it is also Samadhi Bhasha, all that I've heard from my Gurudev. Because now I'm hearing those things again from my Gurudev, right? Who's present fully with the Atma in his Samadhi, so now it's also called Samadhi Bhasha. You understand? So in this way, and especially this was some years ago, I remember on the Samadhi day of my Srila Gurudev, I was so absorbed in thinking what sevas have to be done. Like, I know here at our temple we'll have to have Virohe festival and this, that, and I was thinking, and becoming absorbed was a way to avoid having to meditate on it. You understand? But then, of course, over the next couple of days, everything, the deep pain of the absence of Sri Guru comes. This is also desirable because Dvigune Viharatati, when there's a doubling of the pain, intensity of separation in the thought, that leads into the statement that's mentioned that now this separation mood becomes my only hope of association, and then it produces sambhog or association. So in some years after that, each day on the Tirubhav, the disappearance day of my Guru Parapadma, I felt more and more, my Gurudev was celebrating a unique feature. And this amazing thing, my Gurudev, to give this teaching, his Tirubhav, his disappearance festival, is on the Avirbhav, or appearance day of his most dear God brother, Srila Bhaktivedanta Bhavan Goswami Maharaj. So he was teaching in this Leela, this Acharya Leela, the separation and the meeting are a simultaneous phenomenon. The depth of your separation produces meeting. By performing this in his Acharya Leela, by doing the Tirobhav on the Avirbhav of his dear most Shiksha Guru and God brother, Srila Bhaktivedanta Brahman Maharaj, he was teaching this instruction that the Tirobhav of Gurudev is not the disappearance of Gurudev, it is the entrance of Gurudev into Antradasha. So Nitya Leela Pravishta means entrance into Antradasha. So how will you associate with Gurudev? Sadhan and bhajan practice, is it in Bahir Dasha or Antradasha? You understand? Here's an important question. Is the performance of sadhan bhajan an external thing or is it an internal thing? It's an internal reality. It's an internal reality. Therefore, in your sadhan bhajan life, you are also there with Sri Guru. That's why it's set up in such a way you wake Sri Guru. You recite Guru Ashtakam. You sing Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. If my Guru is not there, how's possible? You understand? So Shri Guru is always present. But Gurudev is realized in the depth of sadhan bhajan life. So this is one thing. But it's also very important that during the manifest Leela of Shri Guru, to try to have personal relationship is very important. Because Shri Guru is the illuminating factor in performing sadhan bhajan life. And if the Guru's posture is kept in Aishwarya, then it doesn't allow the heart-to-heart connection of love to become strong. Sriman Mahaprabhu told himself, Aishwarya Ganite Sakala Jagalatar Moramashrit, Aishwarya Shaitila Nahi More Preet. So when there's so much Aishwarya, then Aishwarya Shaitila. Shaitila means to diminish. The nature of prema is diminished by so much Aishwarya. Etiquette should be observed. Proper address, oh Shri Gurudev, no harm. Proper pranam to Gurudev, no harm. But when the Aishwarya Mayi tendency, means the becoming absorbed in Aishwarya in relation to Guru becomes so strong, it makes the nature of heart-to-heart love connection with Gurudev stifled. It is not advantageous for the disciple, nor for Guru, because it means that Guru is losing contact with the heart that was given at the time of Diksha or Harinam. So when Guru, by the inspiration of the mission of Guru Parampara to collect the heart through Harinam or through Diksha, you don't want to lose that heart. So you cannot allow Aishwarya, the nature of the puja, pratishta, no pratishta should be there, but the nature of the pratishta, not the pratishta, but the puja. Love the puja pratishta. So labda means the acquiring of so many different things that come from Guru. Disciple may give dakshin, flowers, flower garland, palikasnan means foot bathing, anything. But that, if it becomes an obfuscation to the pure exchange heart to heart, it's undesirable for both Guru and Sishya. You understand? Because the main thing between Guru and disciple is love. And when that is there, the portal of the ability, the portal means the opening of spiritual transmission becomes available. If it's by Aishwarya that the relationship is with Guru, then that portal does not open. It's much in the same way if you turn on a water spigot and you have a hose attached to it. If the hose is not contracted in any way, the water flows purely and strongly. But if the hose is bent or smashed or in any way contracted, the water will come out only in a sort of trickling fashion. You understand? So we don't want that. We want the full nature of the openness of heart, Guru to disciple, to be present. You understand? So that the Harikatha of Shri Guru, which is imbued, I've quoted this verse many times, Satam Prasanga Mamaveya Samvido. So Satam means Shri Guru, Sadhu. Satam Prasanga. Prasanga means this open heart-to-heart connection. Mama Virya, Bhagavan is saying, my Shakti means Swarup Shakti. Samvad appears in the Samvad of the Guru and can flow heart to heart. So Bhavanti Rit, Karana Rasanaya Kata. It bursts into the heart as illumination and realization. And then it appears on the ear, and the mind is a very pleasing experience. It doesn't go to the ear first. It goes to the heart. Then it illumines the heart and appears on the ear, and from the sensory experience of the ear, it goes onto the mind, and it causes a very pleasing experience. You understand? So this is the nature of the importance of keeping that portal of the Guru-disciple heart-to-heart connection open and not contracting it by Aishwaryamayi. I'm bringing this up also because when you create institutionalization of the position of Guru, so in our institution, because it's mentioned in Shastra you have to have Guru, you can pick one from the menu of our institution. Not necessarily by inspiration. And if any inspiration comes, in Bhakti Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami Pada said that inspiration should not be based on social, hereditary, customary, or ecclesiastical considerations. So it means in the social circle I'm involved in within the temple, that so many other people are inspired by this person, right? Which is, it could be very well a social dynamic, right? Sometimes in parlance they may say it's almost like a cult of personality. Well, so many people like this person, and everybody likes this person, it becomes almost the same phenomenon that who your favorite athlete, rock star, movie star is, everyone likes, so everyone wants to go and see, so forth and so on. But you don't really have a heart-to-heart connection. You don't know that person. You understand? You know the imagery of that person presented by the social dynamics around them. And similarly, if it is customary that, yes, well, we take initiation only within a certain institution, or if it's hereditary, in other words, it's been passed down, the same kind of phenomenon. Sometimes we think that this statement of Jiva Goswami refers only to the Indian culture and Kula Gurus, meaning family gurus, etc. No. It means the institutionalization of Guru and the operation of Guru-disciple relationship based on an institutional phenomenon. That's why the last part of the verse says, neither it should happen by ecclesiastical considerations. Just like there's a hierarchical body, and the hierarchical body determines how and when and by whom you should be initiated. Initiation is a phenomenon of inspiration, not intimidation. It means hearing the Harikatha of any sadhu, and inspiration arises in the heart. That inspiration, in many cases, is due to praktanic samskars, meaning previous samskars of relationship with that guru. That's why guru is called Satguru, eternal. Narottam Das Thakur sung, Chakudan dilo ye janame janame Prabhu se. You understand? This is my Gurudev, life after life. So if you make the Guru an institutionalized phenomenon, you may stifle the nature of praktanic samskars manifesting in the life of someone who discovers their Satguru in a particular life who may not be in your institution. You understand? So we should not interfere with these things. The institutions are meant for the service of Hari Guru and Vaishnava. Therefore, a person should be able to operate in any institution in the line of Mahaprabhu, under the Vichardhara of Mahaprabhu, the line of conceptions of Mahaprabhu, no matter from whom they've taken the inspiration for Harinama Diksha. They should still be able to do seva in any institution if it's bona fide. Because the idea is, oh yes, we're taking service, you're a duly initiated person, and therefore we're taking your seva towards the institution that's carrying out a mission of preaching, serving Thakurji, distributing books, whatever it might be. That you've taken your Diksha under the inspiration, which is what should happen, of the Harikatha, the association of a particular sadhu. You've been inspired. That should not be an interference with your ability to serve. You understand? So the institutionalization of the principle of Guru has never been a source of efficacy for the advancement of a disciple. Again, because it stifles the nature of Vishrambhena Guru Seva. And Rupa Goswami did not put this in there haphazardly. It is an important element. that when you surrender to Guru, Guru Parasuraya means doing Saranagati to Guru, right? So doing Saranagati to Guru and then accepting Diksha and then Siksha, because if you receive the mantra and you don't receive Siksha of the mantra, Sambandha Gyan doesn't develop. And if Sambandha Gyan doesn't develop, you cannot do bhajan practice, because you have no perspective under what you're doing bhajan. So Guru, particularly at the time of Diksha gives, I've mentioned this shlok many times, Divya Gyanam Yanta Shrimanti Mantre, Bhagavat Sarup Gyanam Tenam, Bhagavat Sambandha Visesh Ganangscha. That I'm the Das of Krishna. Oh, good question, Prabhuji. If I somehow, because the questions sometimes move up and down according to who comes on, if I don't answer before the end, please repeat that question so I can answer. So if somehow or another that the mantras are given, but there's no illumination of the mantra in the form of how your Sambandha Gyan is situated, the idea simply that I'm constitutionally the Das of Krishna will not allow you to do bhajan in the particular way necessary to advance progressively towards a goal. Because if you have no Sambandha Gyan, then you have no particular relational arrangement which would produce a Seva Abhishta. Seva Abhishta means a desire for serving in a particular manner. And actually many times you will hear from devotees, yes, I'm realized that Krishna is Bhagavan and I'm the Das of Bhagavan. So I'm following this process of bhakti because it's the right thing to do. It is truly Dharma. It is the right kind of Dharma. And I will just practice bhakti, and then at the end of my life, I will go back home, back to Godhead. This is, first of all, not really mentioned in Shastra anywhere. You understand? And also, it is not, sometimes I mentioned that our acharyas will speak in 4 different ways. Narrative, history, ontology, and siddhant. The siddhant may come in 2 ways, as Tattvagata Vichar and Rasagata Vichar. But sometimes in speaking narrative, the Acharya or Guru Vargas may speak in such a way to give encouragement or inspiration, utsaha. Rupa Goswami means utsaha and stayat daryat. To give utsav to the practice of bhajan life, they will say, you just simply practice. And I guarantee you'll go back home, back to Godhead. So this is a combination of 2 things. One is to create utsahan in the practice, and at the same time to give ashibad. Ashibad means a blessing. Just like at the end of the Guru Astakam, Shrimad Guru Astakam etaru chai Brahma Muhurte Parati Prayatnat Yat Seva Vrindavana Nanta Sakshat Sevaya Labdya Janswanteva. I'm guaranteeing if you will sing this Guru Astakam, understanding its meaning during the Brahma Muhurta hours, then you'll obtain Sakshat Seva in Sri Brajadam to Sri Radhakrishna Yugu. That's the Ashibad, the blessing, the fal stuti given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur for singing Guru Astakam with Artha and Artha Dhyan. Artha means the meanings of the words, and the Dhyan, the meditation in regards to them. So Srila Gurudev will say, yes, you simply practice and you do your best, and I will personally take you back to Godhead. This is Gurudev's Kripa Shakti. But we should not take this as a way to simply don't develop a deeper understanding of bhakti. Well, I chant 16 rounds, I attend the programs, and I do some seva, and I'm faithful to the institution and the acharya, and at the end of life I'll go back home, back to Godhead. This understanding is not correct. We cannot minimize what is Guru Kripa. But it also mentions that Kripa Siddhi is a very rare thing. So it will be a little bit not a humble position to think I'm entitled also to that Kripa Shakti, though it being very rare. We should think I have to do sudden bhajan. And what is bhajan? Bhajan comes first from faith. That faith is then developed into association with a sadhu. The sadhu gives instruction on how to perform bhajan. How? Taking diksha and then siksha. And then when the sadhu gives instructions on the performance of bhajan life, the Kriya Shakti of Bhagavan subsidizes the relationship between guru and disciple and creates incremental illumination in the heart of the aspirant. You understand? This is how the process works. If the aspirant becomes, that's why it's mentioned, utsahan nischaya dayat. If you lack utsahan or enthusiasm, means determination to learn and understand bhakti, and you develop the salvationist mentality, I've joined, I have faith in the idea that I'm the Das of Krishna, and at the end of life I'll go back to Godhead, then very well may be you have to take so many births until you actually understand even what this sadhu sangha. Because when you understand what is the meaning of associating with a sadhu, it means to give everything to the achar, vichar of that sadhu. Achar means their behavior. How do you give saranagati to their achar? It means you follow them. The nature of the word anugacha means samyak rupein anugamana. Samyak means completely. So by their achar, their behavior is the example of what you should do in practicing bhajan. Where do we see that in our Guru Vargas? They had the mentality, no need to do any shwadhyaya, means self-study, no need to understand Shastra and Shastra Yukti, the logic, and so forth. No need to understand the deep meanings of the mantras and practice accordingly. Just do the ritual, and at the end of life, you go back to Godhead. We don't see that anywhere in our Guru Vargas. Srila Prabhupada wrote voluminously, translation work, personal works, everything to help us. But all I have to do is attend Mangalarti, chant 16 rounds, so forth, follow 4 regular principles. We should not think like this. To do everything else we've done in life, 4 years in college, more years in graduate study, then going on job training, so many different, we do so many great endeavors to accomplish so many things in material life. But in spiritual life, it's simply a matter of, I just follow the ritual and I have faith in it and bas. We shouldn't think like that. Understand? So this understanding of Guru-Sishya relationship regarding Vishrambhena Guru Seva and personal association. It may not be that always has to come through darshan, but the relationship with Guru should also not be obfuscated. My Guru Pada Padma, he had many, many disciples, thousands. Still, every disciple again felt, like I described from Shukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami, that my Gurudev has personally entered my heart. But that cannot be an artificial thing. So that person who's doing the service of giving Harinam and Diksha has to realize, if I cannot have personal relationship, and no disciple really should have to go through, it may be that the Guru has many, many disciples and genuinely is able to heart connect with them, but by the nature of the activities of the seva being done by Shri Guru, writing, translating, preaching, traveling, then maybe that one will write to Shri Gurudev, and any person doing the service of personal assisting may take that message and pass to Gurudev. Whenever I wrote Shri Gurudev a letter, I remember in the first days that I was writing my Gurudev in India, the secretary would translate into Hindi anything I was saying, or Bengali, whatever, sometimes, because Gurudev spoke both. And then Gurudev would personally dictate back and write down and sign personally. You understand? And then if I was to ask Gurudev when I met him about something I wrote to him, he said, yes, so what I explained to you in the letter, meaning Gurudev didn't leave it to any assistant, explain something to them. Gurudev took personal care. So this kind of personal relationship should be there. It should not be disciple has to go through assistant number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the private secretary to have a relationship with Guru. It does two things. One is it sometimes can artificially inflate the prestige of those who are in those positions, serving Gurudev. And secondly, the disciple may feel an obfuscation to the personal ability to communicate with Guru. Now, Srila Prabhupada also always dictated back personal letters to disciples. You understand? But the point being here, that if there's no necessity to accept so many disciples that mechanism is necessary, then one should be able to have personal communication with their disciples. In other words, his or her disciple should be able to say, oh, Gurudev, can I call? Gurudev, I'm sending any message or I'm writing one letter. And personal communication. If there are many disciples, then the agency can be there for somebody to assist. But the heart-to-heart connection should not be broken. Other than that, the real nature of the transmission, the institutional idea of transmitting information. Like, even it had come to a point where devotees receive Harinam and then Diksha, but then they receive only a paper with the mantras on it, and the idea is, okay, just, I don't know, how will you understand? the meanings and meditations and the moods inherent in the mantras if Gurudev doesn't explain it? How will you glean that? And sometimes they say, well, just hear from other devotees and so forth and so on. But actually, the Guru Dhyan can't be given by anybody else except Guru. You understand? In other words, in the Diksha mantras, there's the Guru mantra and Guru Gayatri. There's a dhyan, there's a meditation involved in each of those mantras. So in the Guru mantra and Guru Gayatri, there's a dhyan, there's a meditation there. If Sri Guru doesn't give you, who will give you? So the idea is not necessary, and sometimes there's a philosophy that you just go on chanting and practicing it all, work out, in the end you'll understand it all. But one of the evidences that I'll understand it is that Gurudev, you explain it to me, I know then this works. That I'll get the understanding because you got it through that method, right? But you can explain it to me. So, but the instilled awe and reverence sometimes doesn't allow the disciple to feel comfortable even in saying, oh, Srila Gurudev, can I understand what is the meaning of my mantras? Because with the practice of our mantras and Sri Nam are integral parts of our daily sadhana. If I don't understand actually what the mantras are, what the moods inherent in the mantras are, what is the object of the mantra, except if I don't understand these things, then I'll be reciting the mantra, but Rupa Goswami said this will become niyama agraha, ritualistic practice. And therefore, when there's ritualistic practice, the real moods that are filled with the rasa samagri, means the ingredients of the rasa, the taste, inherent in bhakti, won't be transmitted. So after so many years of practice, a person's not getting any reciprocation from the practice. So they maintain doing the practice only under the ideal that it's the right thing to do. And as long as they have that mood, then the initial reciprocation with their bhajan life doesn't take place, what to speak of increasing and developing. Then they'll start to look towards the mode of goodness, which gives some temporary feeling of happiness and some temporary feeling of acquiring knowledge in the mode of goodness, and they'll settle into things related around the mode of goodness. I'll get together in a social dynamic with friends and we'll chant Hare Krishna. This is certainly favorable, Babu. Come on, this is the thing. So we'll have big festivals. We'll distribute prasad, socialize with each other, and chant Hare Krishna. Isn't this all good? If it's being done and it's all within the context of sadhana. What is sadhana bhakti? Kriti sajya bhavat sajya bhavasa sadhanavida nitya sirasya bhavasya prakritam vidhi sajyata. The sadhana is the engagement of these senses under guidance of a sadhu, guru, in order to accomplish the sajya, means the goal of a nitya siddha bhav in relation to Shri Shri Radha Krishna. If that's not happening, it's not sadhana. You understand? So sadhana means asadhya. If you ask a devotee, what is the goal of your practice? And they say to go back home, back to Godhead, that's not a sadhya. You understand? That's liberation. And bhakti is actually the true meaning of bhakti doesn't seek liberation. Real bhakti seeks love of God. Anya abhilasita sunya jnana kamadi anavritam. Included in Gyan and Karma Adi are the desires for liberation. Anukulena Krishnanu Silanam. Bhaktir Uttam. Uttam Bhakti is only Krishna's Anukul. You understand? What is favorable for love and service to Krishna. This is the real meaning of Bhakti. So I'm going to end here, but I want to answer one question, one devotee, if I can see the whole question. I'm going to push this to see if I can see it. So Prabhuji is asking, if Guru is the same person life after life, how do we reconcile that with Srila Gurudev, saying that the Guru can be at the Madhyam level? This is because regardless of whether Gurudev is Uttam Bhagavat, or someone who's obtained Siddhi through sadhana, or is Sastrayukti Suni Punya and he's Uttamadikar, she's Uttamadikar in eligibility of the practice of sadhana, the level of the expression of Guru Seva means the service of being, giving illumination, because I explain what Guru is, that level is always in Madhyamadikar. You understand? Because those who are Sarvabhutam Yapa said Bhagavan Bhavanatmanaha, they're called Uttam Bhagavat. They only see that everyone is Krishna conscious. How will they do the save of enlightening someone to become Krishna conscious? They see everybody's Krishna conscious. You understand? So even that person will come down to Majjamadikar. What is Majjamadikar here? Majjamadikar here means Isvretara Dineshu Baliseshu de Satswacha Prema Maitriki Pupaksha Sakaroti Samajjamaha. This shlok. It means that they recognize Bhagavan and they have praying for Bhagavan. They recognize those who are serving Bhagavan and they create maitri, or friendship with them. And then those who are balisa. Balisa means innocent persons who are lost due to the influence of Maya. They try to help them and they show kripa to them. And then to those who are very envious or Ashrade means those who have no faith. Because the ninth offense in the chanting of the holy name is to preach to those who are faithless. Or those who are vimuk, means completely adverse to Bhagavan. Then the Guru may not preach to them because they may commit aparad, which will hinder their further progress later on down the line. So for them, upeksha. Upeksha means neglect. Neglect here is not a neglect with malice. It is actually a neglect with mercy. The mercy that you don't want them to commit aparad, in which later on their ability to gain sukritis to eventually come to sadhu sangha will be hampered. You understand? So Guru always comes to Majjam level to preach. This is also explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Padin Madhurya Kandambini Grantha. That Guru comes to the Majjam platform to preach because those who are in Uttam Bhagavat, they don't see any need to preach to anyone. Because Bhagavat Bhavam Atmanaha, the Bhav in their Atma only sees everyone in accordance with their relationship to Krishna. You understand? So in order to preach successfully, even Uttam Bhagavat will come to the Majjam Bhagavat platform, where they can make distinction between who's devotee, what is Bhagavan, who are the innocent persons, and who are those who are vimuk or adverse to Bhagavan. Understand? So regardless, Guru then comes life after life. So this question came up because in Tattva Gata Vichar, Guru means the principle of Samashti Guru. The Samashti Guru Tattva Sri Baladev Tattva. Because Baladev Tattva is called Seva Vastu Seva Vritti Swarup. Baladev is the embodiment of the attitudes and the substance of serving Bhagavan. So Seva Vastu means the substance because he's the predominating deity of Sandhini Shakti. So Krishna's Dham, Krishna's body of Brijabasis, everything is manifest by this Sandhini Shakti. It's the substance. The various attitudes of serving Krishna, in Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhurjarasa, the attitude or mood of serving also comes from Baladev Tattva. You understand? Therefore, Baladev Tattva is experienced in all the relationships. You understand? And in Madhurya Rasa, in Tattva Gata Vichara, Baladev Tattva, meaning Seva Vritti, the tendency of service, is manifest as Sri Ananga Manjari, the younger sister of Srimati Radhika. Understand? So now, the merciful manifestation of that Samashti Guru Tattva is Sri Nityananda Prabhu in the Odhoja Leela of Mahaprabhu. Odhoja Leela means the Leela of mercy. So that principle of Samashti Guru Tattva appears as the Samashti or Khanda Guru Tattva in Gaur Leela, full of mercy as Sri Nityananda Ram. And Nityananda Ram performs the Leela of saving Jagai and Madai to show the height of Karun Shakti, which is unavailable and unexperienced anywhere else. No other incarnation sheds blood to deliver the jivas. You understand? Sometimes I was asked a question once, well, what about the case of Jesus Christ? Right? Because apparently he was nailed to the cross and shed blood to deliver people. Here it very clearly says he came to remove sins. Nityananda shed blood to give praying. The most valuable and rare thing, praying. So Jagai and Madai receive praying, not the removal of sin. You understand? That was axiomatic, automatic. They receive praying. So no other incarnation comes and removes even the worst kind of sinful persons and gives praying. This is the mercy of Nityananda, who is the Samashti Guru Tattva, in the function of the principle of Seva Vastu Seva Vritti, but that principle imbued with mercy is Nityananda. Our Guru Vargas are the representation of Nityananda Shakti. You understand? And then when one comes to mature realization in Madhurya Rasa and Manjari Bhav, they realize the ultimate Guru to be the principle of Srimati Radharani. Understand? So, devotees, thank you very much. Again, everyone, have an auspicious and blessed new year. More seva, more absorption, and more dedication to service to Hari Guru and Vaishnava. My Dandavat Pranam, Vancha Kalpatrubhesha, Kripa Shinduvevacha, Patitanam Pavanevyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Radhe Radhe.